What's up everyone? So for the past couple of videos, I've been covering this evolving Xbox story where a number of different journalists have reported that Xbox is planning to bring more and more of its exclusive titles to competing platforms, namely in the form of the PlayStation 5 and also Nintendo Switch. Now in the past day, we've seen even more news break when it comes to this topic, if you would believe it, and it's actually all led up to the big man himself, Phil Spencer, officially commenting and weighing in on the matter. And he even says that we're seeing some sort of big event next week where Xbox is going to officially clarify its plans moving forward into the future. So I feel like I need to see this through. I want to tell you everything you need to know about the latest news. If you enjoy this video, please like, subscribe if you're new, with notifications if that is possible. But let's get into the news. So first of all, I want to start off with Jeff Grubb. Jeff Grubb of Giant Bomb is a well-renowned journalist. He has shared inside information when it comes to Xbox stuff before, so he is credible. And in the latest edition of his Game Mess Mornings podcast, he has claimed that Xbox is considering the release of Gears of War onto PlayStation. Specifically, he said the following, quote, "The other one that I've heard that's definitely under consideration is Gears of War. It doesn't mean that it's going to happen, but it's in talks." So not only do we have Xbox era saying Starfield might come to PlayStation, not only do we see The Verge saying Indiana Jones and the Great Circle is being considered for a PlayStation release, but now Jeff Grubb is saying Gears of War might also come to the console as well. So again, we have different journalists with different sources claiming different games are being considered for a PlayStation 5 release. So as I said in my last video, there is no smoke without fire. All this news continually comes out, and it just seems like every major Xbox title that's exclusive or traditionally has been exclusive is on the table. Xbox is considering everything if you were to believe these, again, currently unsubstantiated rumors and speculation. And then after this, there was another rumor which suggested that Phil Spencer was going to actually appear on CNBC to address all of these leaks and all of these rumors when it comes to Xbox exclusives and its strategy moving forward. Now, a number of different websites reported on this, but then I saw Insider Gaming actually pull down its article because it found that this report was actually fake, or maybe it changed, but that never actually happened. We never saw Phil Spencer on CNBC. So let's talk about Phil Spencer in a second, but before that as well, this is all leading up to Phil Spencer's official statement. We also saw a job listing specifically for 343 Industries. This was shared by Zuby Tech on Twitter, and they say the following: "New 343 Industries job listing, lead game systems designer. Set clear design goals and deliverables, focusing the systems design team on achieving a high quality, cohesive experience for all players on all platforms." So people saw this tweet and were like, hold on, why is 343 advertising for a job that's applicable for all platforms? Yeah, you are reading into it a little bit, but some people got even more scared with all these other rumors going around that they're considering job applications for all platforms, whether it's Xbox or Nintendo Switch or PlayStation. So even though that's a little bit of a red herring, in the eyes of some people, that might add a little bit more fuel to the fire. So anyways, after all of that happened in the past day, we finally saw Phil Spencer tweet out the following, quote, "We're listening and we hear you. We've been planning a business update event for next week where we look forward to sharing more details with you about our vision for the future of Xbox. Stay tuned." Now, I am going to talk about this in a second, but once Phil Spencer tweeted this out, The Verge posted another article sharing more information, more inside stuff, and they're suggesting that this event was planned for later in the month, but they're bringing it forward because Xbox feels like they have to respond urgently to all these rumors and speculations going around. And I agree, they kind of had to respond pretty soon. So in that new Verge article, they say the following, quote, "Microsoft is planning to share details about its plans to bring Hi-Fi Rush and other Xbox exclusives to PS5 and Nintendo Switch consoles, according to sources familiar with Microsoft's plans. Details of Microsoft's multi-platform plans have been gradually leaking, with The Verge revealing over the weekend that the upcoming Indiana Jones game is being considered for PS5. Now, Microsoft is getting ready to outline the future of Xbox next week after a weekend of leaks and uncertainty for Xbox fans. And here's the key point. We're told Microsoft was originally planning this business update for later this month, alongside an announcement of Hi-Fi Rush for PS5 and Nintendo Switch. After speculation around Hi-Fi Rush, Starfield, and other Xbox games coming to PS5 intensified over the weekend, Microsoft has responded with an announcement of a business update event for next week. So as you can see, it's been an incredibly eventful day for Xbox. I'm tired trying to keep up with everything. We had a new game suggested for a PlayStation release. We had The Verge saying this event was meant to be taking place later, but they moved it forward to address concerns sooner. And then, of course, we had Phil Spencer officially responding to the situation. And let's talk about that Phil Spencer tweet, because I think it does say a lot. He didn't say much, but he also did at the same time, because the way that I read this is that Phil Spencer is not actually denying any of the stuff that's been reported in the past day. In my personal opinion, you might disagree with me, but if this stuff was actually false, if it was fake, or maybe if plans had changed to the stage where Xbox was no longer considering releasing any exclusives onto the PlayStation, if that were true, Phil Spencer would absolutely have nipped it in the bud right then. He could have easily come out with a tweet and said, hey, none of this stuff is true, or it's no longer being considered. Relax, we're going to keep exclusives on Xbox, right? And not release it onto PlayStation. He could have absolutely have done that. They could have organized a quick video or something like that. However, that's not what he said. He was like, we hear you, I hear you, and we're going to address the situation next week in some sort of big event. To me, that absolutely suggests that the status quo is changing. If the status quo wasn't changing, he wouldn't be so coy in this tweet. Something is planned, something big is about to happen, and I really do believe Xbox's official big strategy when it comes to multi-platform releases and exclusives, and just generally what they're doing as a company, is going to fundamentally shift in the future. And I know that a lot of people are very hesitant and scared about this, especially if you are on Xbox. I saw so many hardcore Xbox players saying, if this actually happens, I'm out. I'm just going to buy a PC or a PlayStation, whatever it is. And I understand those concerns, especially in this week preceding this big event, because you don't know what Xbox is going to say. And here's the thing, like, if Gears of War is on the table, and Starfield's on the table, and Indiana Jones is on the table, then you know what? It has to be everything. You can't just say it might be this game or that game, because that makes it so unclear to everybody in terms of what's actually exclusive, or timed exclusive, or it's just not exclusive at all. People are going to be guessing whenever they see a new Xbox game announced if this game is going to be fully exclusive or not. And even to date, Xbox has been very murky and unclear on this situation. The whole Activision Blizzard acquisition completely just changed up the messaging. When ZeniMax was acquired, it was about bringing exclusive titles to Xbox.
If we're an Xbox customer, the thing I want you to know is this is about delivering great exclusive games for you that ship on platforms where Game Pass exists. And that's our goal. That's why we're doing this. That's the root of this partnership that we're building, and the creative capability we will be able to bring to market for our Xbox customers. It's going to be the best it's ever been for Xbox after we're done here.
And then when Activision Blizzard was acquired, it was like, nah, this isn't about taking away games from other platforms. We want to release games for everyone.
For Call of Duty players on PlayStation and in the future on Nintendo, I want you to feel 100% part of the community. I don't want you to feel like there's content you're missing out, there's skins you're missing out, there's timing that you're missing out on. That's not the goal. The goal is 100% parity across all platforms as much as we can for launching content.
Completely different message. And of course, in that situation, they were trying to appease the FTC. But of course, it was in stark contradiction to literally what they were saying in their previous acquisition. And even, of course, you've had competing titles before, like Ori and the Blind Forest, come to competing platforms in the form of the Nintendo Switch. So this isn't new waters for Xbox. They've done this before. And if they're going to keep doing this for different titles, then just do it for every title. It needs to be very clear and very definitive. And in my personal opinion, that is what it's going to be. I don't believe Xbox is actually going to exit the hardware space or the console space, even though I believe with this potential new strategy that it doesn't necessarily make sense. However, I do fundamentally believe with all of these leaks and rumors and speculations that most, if not all of their titles are pretty much going to become timed exclusives. And many of you Xbox fans might be upset with that, but I'm just being real. That is what what I kind of glean from the situation. So let me know what you think about that in the comments below. For me personally, as I said, I am not an Xbox fanboy. I don't own an Xbox. I have a PlayStation 5, Nintendo Switch, and a PC because I don't need an Xbox when I have a PC, right? So I have no skin in the game here. I do understand the logic when it comes to the business side. More people playing more games, they're going to make more money, they're going to increase their margins, it's going to be better when it comes to appeasing stockholders or shareholders, stuff like that. But of course, I think you're still fundamentally undermining your strategy when it comes to selling hardware. No one is going to want to buy an Xbox console if there are no exclusives, or if all the exclusives are only going to be timed. I think most people are going to be better off buying a PlayStation 5 because they can just wait for those timed exclusives and play PlayStation 5 exclusives while they wait, because those games are never going to come to Xbox. That's my humble opinion, but let me know what you think in the comments below. And until next time, this has been the Lone Vault Wanderer. Please take care of yourselves, and would you kindly keep fighting the good fight.